I never imagined betrayal could feel so ordinary. It didn't arrive with shouting, slammed doors, or tearful confessions. It arrived quietly in laughter, soft, careless, drifting from the kitchen where my wife Emily stood with her phone pressed to her ear. It was around midnight. I had just returned from a week-long business trip, tired but excited to surprise her. I hadn't announced my arrival, wanting to catch that familiar smile when she saw me. Instead, I got something I couldn't unhear. From the hallway, I caught her words. He still doesn't suspect a thing. Honestly, sometimes I think he's too kind for his own good. Her tone wasn't cruel, amused, almost playful. I froze mid-step. I told myself she might be joking, maybe talking about something else, some harmless prank. Then I heard more. I told him the late nights were because of the new project, and he just believed me. Can you imagine? If he knew where I really was. Her voice was no longer the one I married. It was colder, sharper. My heart pounded as I stepped closer, my suitcase brushing the wall, giving me away. She spun around, eyes wide, phone still in hand. "Daniel," she said, voice cracking. "You're home early." I didn't answer. I just looked at her. The woman who used to wait up for me, who once sent texts saying she couldn't sleep without me. Now she seemed like a stranger caught in the act. Her phone buzzed. I glimpsed the name Mark. I didn't need confirmation. The silence that followed was deafening. She tried to speak, but her lips trembled. "It's not what it sounds like," she whispered. But lies have a way of revealing themselves, and now I saw the truth. I placed my suitcase down gently. My voice was calm, quiet, almost unreal. "You don't have to explain." She stepped toward me. "Daniel, please." I stopped her with a single word. For years, I imagined betrayal as dramatic, fiery, cinematic. This was nothing like that. Just a phone, a voice, and a half-truth that cut deeper than I expected. I turned toward the door. Behind me, her crying sounded, familiar yet hollow. I didn't slam the door, didn't yell, didn't demand answers. I just left. Because sometimes the quietest exits echo the loudest. Outside, the night air was sharp and heavy. Each step away felt like shedding a layer of myself. Painful, raw, necessary. I drove aimlessly, ignoring her calls, because I had cared too much once. And it had nearly destroyed me. By the lake, city lights reflected on the rippling water. I sat there, staring, trying to understand how love could dissolve so quietly. She hadn't just betrayed me. She had made a fool of my kindness. That stung more than any affair. I must have sat for hours. The world went on, traffic, waves, faint rain, but I remained frozen in that realization. My phone lit up repeatedly, each message a reminder. After the 15th missed call, I silenced it. For the first time in years, there was quiet. At dawn, I drove to my brother Evan's place. He opened the door half awake, said nothing, just led me to the kitchen. For the next 2 days I existed in fragments. Emails half-read, walls stared at, her words looping in my mind. He still doesn't suspect a thing. Not just what she said, but how she said it. Like my trust was a joke. On the third morning she came. I heard the knock before Evan did. I told him I'd handle it. Emily stood there, eyes swollen, hair tied back, looking exhausted. She tried to step inside, but I stayed firm. "Daniel, please. We need to talk," she said. Her voice trembled like it used to, the same vulnerability that once made me protective. Now it made me tired. "Talk," I said. She admitted her mistake. Said it was casual, stupid, nothing serious. She claimed loneliness, that Mark was just someone who listened. I laughed, a hollow, bitter sound. "Funny. That's exactly what you stopped doing, listening." She reached out, fingers shaking. I stepped back. My words were unnecessary. I wasn't there to punish her. I was there to reclaim myself. She wept, pleaded for second chances, promising therapy, anything. But her words were empty, like confetti after the parade. I closed the door gently, out of mercy, not anger. Weeks passed. Papers signed, lives divided, quiet endings written on crisp pages. I moved into a small apartment downtown. That first night, I understood how loud peace could be after years of tension. People say closure comes through forgiveness. Maybe for some. For me, it came the moment I stopped needing her to justify herself. Life moved on. I reconnected with old friends, shared ordinary moments, rebuilt the small joys that make you human again. Pain taught its lessons, leaving marks but also clarity. One evening, Emily messaged, "I hope you're okay." For a moment, I considered replying. Then I deleted the draft. Some conversations don't need reopening. Some silences say everything. The light turned green, and I kept driving. No bitterness, no regret, only forward motion. Walking out that night wasn't the end. It was the start of remembering who I was before forgiveness had become a burden.